mass change is happening. And then you mentioned that you did not support.
I didn't support Obama.
Okay.
I supported him in the primary against Hillary, but I did not support him in the general election. I was not happy with McCain. Still not happy with McCain. Hope he's defeated in his re-election bid. I'm concerned about the country. I see too many folks who are not looking generationally at this thing. I hear people talking generationally when it comes to global warming, but when it comes to the debt we're leaving our kids paid, let the party roll, and that disconnect concerns me. I think I question Obama's ability to see the parade from beginning to end. He doesn't seem to have a big picture view of things. He's just dealing with the float in front of him. And for instance, his position on drilling offshore, drilling in the shelves, areas of the area where there's shale oil out in the west. When he did that, when he by executive order reversed George Bush's executive order to drill, no matter what he does with the economy, the stimulus package, etc., all that stuff get blown away if we go back to $4 or $5 a gallon gas. The $4 or $5 a gallon gas is what tripped off primarily the subprime debacle. There was already defaults going on, but it exacerbated it because people had to choose between being able to put gas in their car and juggling all their bills. And so Obama's setting himself up for failure simply because he's trying to do the political thing as opposed to do the right thing for America. I'm a conservative who have voted Republican. I spent 15 years in the Nation of Islam under Minister Farrakhan. I attended Morehouse College. So my credentials as far as, the whole black issue, I've dined at the banquet table of hate. The tribalism that I see surrounding the supporters of Obama, I've been there, and I know that it'll only take you so far. At the end of the day, what you believe in doesn't have a universal aspect to it. It's all going to collapse. And so while many Obamacans, as I call them, African Americans in particular, they're excited and anything Obama says, it's a go. But at the end of the day, we cannot be estranged from reality and think this is going to be successful. There's too much history that's gone past to show that the characteristic that he's displayed, irrespective of his skin color, is a precursor to the type of death and destruction that visited upon countries like Germany, Cambodia, etc., Uganda, where you get that strong personality type that's not grounded in any type. He doesn't seem to have a moral compass, and that concerns me. He's willing to do some good. He doesn't seem to be willing to do right, and that concerns me.
Well, so there's a lot of change happening.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be good. No.
You're suggesting that there's, through the change, and I would say toward, positive or negative, you can see how you interpret this. What do you think is important, you've hinted at this already, to have remain the same or constant?
Remaining the same, obviously, is not sustainable because of the economic crisis that we find ourselves in. It's kind of like, I've had people say, well, George Bush was just as bad, or George Bush's deficit was, George Bush left us with this deficit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, I attended Morehouse College, and one of the things that they would tell us, you don't want to get in there and let your standard be that I'm just as bad as the last guy. You want to come in there and make things better. It's almost like a political Hippocratic oath, do your patient no harm. You can't do him good, do him no harm. And that's what we're not seeing that anymore. Our standards are so low in terms of what we expect of our leaders. And I just expect more. I just, and I won't settle for this. As I've said on my program, the gays, when they were deciding which candidate they were going to support, they made it clear to each candidate what they wanted. The environmentalists made it clear what they wanted. The abortionists made it clear what they wanted. African Americans, for instance, the only group that never told Obama, this is what we want. They just assume because he's black, he's going to know what to do. We got the most black elected officials in this state, and these are the sorriest bunch of knuckleheads I've ever encountered. White Republicans on the national level and black politicians on the state level are just alike. They don't know how to pull the levers of power. You can put them in any position, the tip-top position, the the final decision-making position, and they still won't make a decision that's beneficial not only to their people but to America. The people who run this country in terms of the political apparatus are old white Democrats. The Ted Kennedys, the Joe Bidens, the Chuck Schumers, of that vile Chuck Schumer, the Chuck Schumers of the world. They're the ones who actually pull the political strings and run the political system and who know how to pull the political levers of power effectively. Not necessarily for righteousness' sake, but they know how to get things done. When George Bush was president, every day the left was throwing a jab in his face. The Democrats never backed down. They never backed down. You got to respect their tenaciousness, but at the same time, I don't see that there's, on the case of Obama, as a matter of fact, I do believe that he is in fact compromised because of his birth status. If the man had a birth certificate, all he had to do was show it. He doesn't have it. And I think he's being blackmailed. That's why they had to take Tim Geithner and all these other folks. This guy here is going to be the disaster. I submit to you, and write this in blood, when Obama leaves the White House in 4 years, because he won't be a two-termer, in 4 years, a black man won't be able to get a job washing dishes in Washington, D.C. He's going to be just that bad. This is not against him as a black man. It's against him that his policies doesn't work. I'd love to be, listen, if deficit spending would have worked, the city of Jackson wouldn't be in the red right now. The city of Detroit wouldn't be in the red. If just pumping money into government was the solution, Detroit wouldn't be in the red and Michigan wouldn't be in the red. There's a certain economics reality that won't be suspended simply because we have a black president and we protect him because he's a black president. Obama and Obama supporters have to realize that he wasn't put in that position at gunpoint. He ran for that position. And come with it all the attendant criticisms and hosannas that come with that office, he has to take it. But many Obama supporters won't allow that. Oh, you just saying it because he's this, that, and the other. No, I'm saying it because it doesn't work.